Grand Rising, Elizabeth.
And rising.
Grand Rising.
My name is Deitra Covington, and this is the Health and Wellness Show. And today is February 28th, 2023. And I have my co-host, Mama Raziya and Sister Jacqueline. Mama Raziya will be coming on shortly, maybe. She has some things going on at the house, but I welcome Sister Jacqueline here with me as my co-host. Let's see, and welcome to each of you. And definitely Miss V, affectionately called Miss V. It's so good to see your beautiful face. Oh my goodness, this is so nice because I don't see you often. So when I do see you, it's always good to see you. And greetings to you all. Well, right now I'm going to read the African Goddess Writing Oracle card. You know, and believe it or not, I looked in the box and they had a nice little thing you can read too. And I want to share it with you. It says you are called upon, you called upon the goddesses called on you. You are being called to bear witness to your own joy, magic, and power. Will you heed the call? So I thought that was kind of neat. And our goddess today is Goddess Deitra, if you can see that. Let's see. Yeah, Goddess Deitra. And her reference, her sub name is Brazen. She's brazen. And that's something that sometimes we think of people as being brazen as sometimes too much. But no, brazen is something very powerful, and you'll see in a minute. I'm going to do the reading for Goddess Deitra. Okay, she's from the town of Guyana, the warrior temple, and and she's of the fire element. You know, it's interesting because when I looked this up, Guyana, I thought was in Africa. I mean, I know it's one in Africa, but it's not. It's actually what they're talking about is South America. So it's Guyana, South America. And so I was like, I didn't know it. I didn't even know it was a Guyana in South America. So I actually looked it up. And I found that Guyana is actually situated in the northeast portion of South America. So if you look on the map, you know, it's up there in the north on the east. So it was interesting to learn more about this area. But we're talking about Goddess Deitra, and she is the goddess of brazenness. Goddess Deitra is the energy and spirit of Buxton in Guyana, South America. Deitra is brave, bold, brazen, and barefaced, casting a spell with her hips. I was like, okay, I didn't even think, I mean, why did they go to the hips part, you know, with this? But, you know, it's interesting. It's parts of our body that, you know, give a message to other people. And so I guess she knew how to work those hips, you know, and let people know what's going on. We know those kind of people too these days. Okay, what's Deira's guidance? Deitra says, step up, go for it. Partner with the divine to make brazen choices and everything meant to diminish you will elevate you. That's a beautiful thing. Even things that are meant to hurt us can help us out. I mean, that's a beautiful concept. All who mean you harm will fall away. Your hurdles are illusions because you are plugged into the source. And I want to read that again because that's something we should keep in mind. All of your hurdles are illusions because you are plugged into the source. So if we, you know, find things that's being, you know, hard to get through, we can get through them because we got the source behind us. We got power. And the embodiment for this card, for Goddess Satira, is make the brazen decision. What would you do? I mean, what would you dare to do if you knew you couldn't fail? What would you dare to do? What would be your choice? If you couldn't fail, you can make your choice. It is brazen to be unapologetically you. It is brazen to speak up for someone not in the room. It is brazen to choose a different spiritual path or career from your community. It is brazen to build your family your way. Goddess force energy is brazen. And sometimes we think of ourselves as being brazen. Sometimes I think, oh, that's not me, but a part of me has to be, even when I come before you today and talk, read this card, I have to take on a brazen stance, pull it out of myself, that I have to step up and come forth, so. Okay, and the goddess declaration for today is, I am bold, brave, shameless, and brazen. And I'm going to read that again. I am bold, brave, shameless, and brazen. So thank you for sharing with me those words. Does anyone have anything they want to share? Or is anyone encouraged? Anyone like what they heard?
Well, actually, Deidre, I feel like you are reading directly my demeanor.
Right, yes, and I love that. I love it.
I really do, because I am very brazen.
Yeah.
And if I could really feel comfortable saying what I wanted to say,
Yeah.
I would talk to funders now. I would talk to not the funders, but the philanthropers.
Yes.
The people that have the money, not the people that control it.
Okay.
I would be able to let them know that you're missing the whole boat.
Right.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing it? That's my challenge right today. I mean, this just hit me at home right today.
Right.
This is what I needed to hear this morning, because you have described who I am.
Yes, 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 yes. And I thank you for being who you are. I really do. Because when I'm around you, I can feel that in me too, so I thank you. I really do. Oh.
Well, you center me. I don't know. I want to speak to you ladies today, because Deitra has told me what you do in the mornings. And I really would like to be a part of this group. I just have not taken enough time to concentrate on self. So I'm looking at this as a learning experience, like I said earlier. But she hit me so hard, I had to come right out and tell you that that's who I am. And I would love to be able to, but because of the atmosphere where we are today, as far as desires and wants and truth, because lots of people say truth to power, but they don't speak truth to power. They speak what's appropriate at the time. I would like to speak truth to power to you all this morning.
Okay, well, thank you.
Ashe. I really like what you read today. I got all kind of almost wrote everything you said. One, the question, what would you dare to do if you couldn't fail?
Right.
I'd like to put that as a question to everyone, actually. Yeah, if you had that time.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's so many things that we shun away from. We no, that's too much work, or that's going to cost too much, or I'm not going to get the help that I need if I do that, or I tried that before and it wasn't, it didn't work, or just all the ors, or
right.
When that thing is deep down in your heart to do. And like we were saying with Dr. Miles Monroe, releasing your potential.
Right.
What is that? And if opening up to find out what your potential is, it takes us being bold and brave
Right.
and shameless
Right.
and brazen. It takes that in our own, way.
Yes.
Mine is different than yours, and each one of us has our way of being brazen and
Yes.
sometimes the little shy people, quote unquote,
Right.
surprise us when they are bold.
Right.
There's some that are so bold they need to chill out a little bit. But if you're brazen in love, and I mean, even sometimes you have to be, like stern. You have to say it
Right.
powerfully.
Yeah.
When
to
that's
get your point
appropriate.
across.
Yeah, when that's appropriate as well. Yeah, so whatever you're after, what is it, what is that time when you choose to be bold and brave and shameless? What is
I would like to
in your
start,
life? Uh-huh.
even being on the Elizabeth, being a part of this movement, I have to be brazen because I have to reach out to people. I brought on, numerous people to speak,
Yeah.
and I have to share everything, what this is about, so they'll be willing to come.
Mhm.
So it's a part of me that has to be brazen because I'm not a talker. I'm not a big time talker or anything. So when I have to share stuff, just shoot off a whole bunch of information, it kind of, I have to bring up something else, because it's not really what I show.
Mhm.
But being a part of this, even bringing on speakers and stuff, like I said, I have to become something else. I have to bring what's in me out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's been a testimony for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you said bring it out, because if it wasn't in there, it could not come out.
Right, that's
Right.
true.
Right.
Right.
And it's
then-
not something else, it's you.
That's true. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
and feeling the safety, because this is a safe space
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
to bring forth what is in you. And yes, we have seen a good a great.
But thank you.
No,
Queen.
you know what I'm laughing at last Wednesday.
Oh gosh, yes, I know what you're laughing at. Lord.
Okay, fill us in on it. What?
Okay. I think it was Wednesday. Was it Wednesday?
Yeah, because it was the
Mama
young
Hess
lady.
show. She was talking about the vagina monologues.
Monologues.
And so one of the questions was, what is your vagina saying today? Right. And I said, I said that it says it's energetic and it's open for business. And they could not believe I said that. So they cracked up. They cracked up.
We fell apart. Not
I got
oh my
you.
God. And then
Yeah.
she was in the mirror, in the
Camera.
in the camera like this, and doing stuff, and she just said that, and we just fell apart. We were not expecting that.
Yeah, so listen to that one. It was
Oh my goodness. But I would like to add, Sister Deitra, that for you to say that you're not usually a talker, for my experience now, what it's been 4 months since I've been connected with Elizabeth, 5 months actually.
Yeah.
To me, you do not come across as someone that's usually don't share or talk.
Okay, yeah,
Well,
with you guys, I do. I come forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I thank you. I feel safe.
Right.
So thank you.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, sisters, let's just talk about that. Where are you bold or brazen and unapologetic in your stand for life in a particular area? I know I was one where you could mess with me all you want to, but you do not mess with my mother. You do not mess with my child. Philip, he can stand for himself. I don't, he's and you do not mess with my babies, and my babies being, at that time, Everett's, it was the only one. But otherwise, if you want to see me rise up, there it is right there. There it is right there. Bold and brave and my love, yeah, for my babies.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for sharing that.
Uh-huh.
Now let's say greetings to Mama Raziya. She has shown up.
Hey, Mama.
Happy day, Mama.
Mhm.
So anyone else want to go ahead, Raziya.
Muted or unmuted?
You're unmuted. We hear you. We don't see you, but we hear you.
Now you muted again. Okay.
Now unmute yourself.
Okay, Grand Rising sisters. It's really interesting for me to think of the where my bold and brazen. I can see myself having been brazen and bold at certain periods in my life, and then backing off of that and saying, done enough, said all that I can say, to God.
You have your camera on. Can you turn it on? There you go.
Hey.
So basically, I can look at this and see that I've been in and out of the bold and brazen stage.
Yeah.
There that I would be very passionate about and do all that I can do, holler as loud as I can holler, which I tend not to be a loud person, and then just back off. Whether it's being saying, usually I say, I've done all that I think I can do. I've said all that I could say. But one of the issues that's been very, very challenging for me in our city is how we deal with young mothers and how we deal with the whole reproduction in our community. I remember working at a site where we were dealing with pregnant and parenting teens. And I took the job, I was director and so forth, and took the job and did not realize that our babies were being born to such young mothers. In the project, I met mothers who were 11 and 12 years old.
Oh my goodness.
Pregnant.
Wow.
I remembered saying, my God, what these are babies. These children are so young themselves. And I didn't see what we had seen in older years, where you had more and more aunties, mothers taking, just nurturing that young pregnant woman, taking baby and all that. Many of these girls were expected to be on their own. And it was appalling. And what I finally said, look, this is a community issue.
Yes.
Not, and this is beyond family. It's a family issue and it's a community issue.
That's right.
All of these mothers at 10 and 11 and 12 years old? Who's responsible for this?
Right.
Why aren't we going after these men? In fact, it's statutory rape.
That's true.
And here was a whole community bragging about how we had this beautiful project that was available to help young mothers, young pregnant teens be healthy and deliver a healthy baby. And I'm like, so I finally went to the director and said, you know what? I can't bear seeing us be a part of something that should be stopped at the door.
Mhm.
Why is our family willing to support this? And why aren't we raising up to say, stop it? I found out in my investigation that most of the fathers were in their 20s, 30s, and 40s.
Mm.
There were that many teenage fathers, 12-year-old boy may not be ready to impregnate
Right.
a 10 or 12-year-old girl. But if he is, we need to do something about that. Now, we want to turn into parents ourselves. If mothers and fathers really want to raise their daughter's child and are willing to do it, then that's fine and good. But if you're turning her out there to do it, she can't. She's a child. So anyway, that was a period of time where I was just livid.
Yeah.
I actually resigned the job after there was not a movement to do more, but I continued to try to work in the trenches. And I think it's still a problem, y'all.
I know. You know what, Mama Raziya, you really hit on something, because I used to work at a school called Catherine Ferguson Academy, where it was all.
My niece went there. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, yeah. So I was a teacher there, and it was just pregnant or young mothers and pregnant teens.
Mhm.
So it really spoke. You really spoke to what we were dealing with, because a lot of the students there, they didn't have homes. They were staying in shelters, even that young, and they were in high school though, but still, they were still young to me.
What was the name of this place again?
Oh, Catherine Ferguson Academy. It closed now though.
Oh, okay.
But
Wow.
that's where I worked for a few years.
It was very, very needed. I remember working with them too.
Yeah.
But I want to say, the young woman that caused me to pause and just go into a rage came to my office. They didn't know what to do with her because she was very resistant to moving out of her home and getting some help. Her legs were all swollen, her feet. She was having quite a bit of physical pain, and she was about 7 months pregnant.
Oh, wow.
Was 10 years old.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
10. And she was so excited to meet me. They told her she was meeting the director and all. So she had painted a picture to give to me. All this stress, she was a little budding artist and wanted to do something good for.
Aww.
But she didn't know the name of the father. As we talked, I said, well, how's the father? I was trying to make, a 10-year-old pregnant. I'm trying to make some conversation, and I got her to talking, and I found out that the father's name was Junebug.
Oh, good.
She
Okay.
not know how she felt about her pregnancy because she never saw him again. A week. She'd been given by her drug addicted mom.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Drugs. And she was the head of household at 10. She was the one that was trying to get people's breakfast.
Oh goodness.
Mom breakfast. So sisters, that has been my I've been enraged about that for years, that we allow ourselves to to get into that culture
Right.
and push more to make it better.
Yeah.
Either have a lot of people who are willing to be parents of the children of teenage girls, or to go after these people who are impregnating these teens so freely without responsibility.
That's true. That's
They they do not go after these guys in a big way, so they continue to do it.
yeah.
So
Thanks
is
for
this
sharing.
program, is that program still on that you were director of?
No, the Birth Project was the program that I worked with, and it's closed, but it did serve for quite a number of years.
And you don't know if something replaced it or just? the
Well,
whole-
I think the replacements are out there, but I I disassociated with. I had gotten so involved working so many extra hours trying to see if we could make some connections. And it's a family affair, it's a community affair.
Yeah,
It's bigger than a program.
Right.
it is. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, programs are good, but they need to connect with the families and the communities to make a better plan than we've been making.
Right.
But it exposed a lot. We went to Washington and, shared what was happening in Detroit.
Mm.
And so I don't know how we're doing now. Deitra, no, the diaper, the things
Oh,
that,
yeah,
that
right,
Deitra
right.
is doing has helped me to realize that there's still things going on.
Yeah, we got a piece of it. We trying to
Mhm.
tap into it. We'll talk a little bit about it in a little bit. Anyone else want to share? How have you shown your brazenness?
Beg pardon?
How have you become more brazen in your life? You shared it, Mama Raziya.
Mhm.
Oh,
Well,
Sister Ebony, I know you have something. Go ahead, Bridget.
I think I've shown my brazenness in the changes that I've made.
Okay.
And anytime you choose to change careers,
Yeah.
especially in corporate America, and corporate America knows you are in process of this change,
Uh-huh.
and it's not the profession that you're currently in and what you're going after, that's pretty brazen and bold, because
Yeah.
I've had to be really bold about, this is when I'm done at the end of my day, because I'll get phone calls of, can you stay for this meeting? Can you take on this? Can you take on that? No, I can't take that on. I've either got class or I've got events I'm preparing for this week or for this weekend, and I can't do that. And that's something they were not used to me saying.
Okay, right.
They weren't used to me saying, nope, I can't take that on. I've got something else going on. And for me to put myself first and the process of this change, that's pretty bold, and that's very bold and brazen. Especially once they found out that I had started a business and that this business has nothing to do with
Right.
with what, yeah, that's pretty bold. So I've been pretty bold and brazen in the fact of, this is of my desire to make this change and to make it fully. And I've made it very plainly known that my desire is to retire this profession and do that full time. So
Okay.
it's, if money was no object and I could do anything, they'd get my resignation tomorrow. And,
Okay. All right.
and
Good
I'd
for
go
you.
and do that fully. So I think that's been pretty bold for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for
I
you.
think that's pretty bold.
Mhm.
Thank you for sharing that. Ebony, you want to share something?
Yes, Grand Rising, ladies. I can definitely share. And it's just pretty much piggyback about what Bridget just said. with so much going on with my life, I found myself being more brazen in my no's and knowing when to just say no and respect my own boundaries and
Okay,
tune
good.
into myself. So I'm the shift that I went in my life is more so focused on being brazen for myself.
Well, good, good, good. Thank you for sharing
Yeah,
that, because I knew you.
That's actually the first thing that came to my mind when you said it. I'm like, okay, what am I doing different this year that's very brave of me? And it's like working on myself.
All right,
Mhm.
good, good, good. Thank you. Mm.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Miss Lolly. Well, I see her.
Hey, sorry, I'm driving.
Oh, okay. You doing okay?
Yeah, can I'm listening, but can someone redefine the term brazen again?
I don't know if I defined it at all ever.
No, just said it.
But brazen, being brave and being able to step out of the normal, what people think of you as, you doing something different for you. You being bold and brave.
And can you show the card again?
Oh yeah.
Miss Ebony, you driving?
Mm-hmm.
You better keep them eyes on that road, woman.
Yep. I done traveled this road a long time. I'm paying close attention to everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
And the question along with for Lolly and whoever didn't hear is, what would you dare to do if you could not fail? And the goddess is
Satira.
Sakira, and being bold, brave, shameless, and brazen. So what is that thing that you would do if you knew you couldn't fail, and all you had to do is be bold, brave, shameless, and brazen to make that happen?
I guess for me, I guess it's what I'm doing now. I'm a really big thinker, and I have like really big goals, and I feel like for a lot of people it doesn't seem like it makes sense because it just seems like it's too much going on. But for me, I just feel like I can't know if I can do it unless I try. And then I realized that I can actually do it. And so I think right now one of the biggest things is like this going ahead and taking my next steps this year to travel and establish myself in other places, and also continuing my education. And I think it just seems a little, it's a little much, but I really feel like I can do it. And it's not just for me, because I know that the impact that I'll have on my community and the people around me is going to be so profound. So I just have to get started and just believe that, it'll work out the way it's supposed to.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. That's it. I'm complete.
Okay, thank you, Sister Lottie. Is everyone? I guess we have everyone, I guess. Sister Jacqueline?
I'm multitasking.
Oh, you are? Okay.
I just, the same with everyone else. I can't think of any, like Mom Raziya shared, there's been periods.
Yeah.
The things that come to mind, I was a school teacher for 6 years. So my heart went out to the kids. I remember I was really bold and brazen because when I'm thinking, well, this now comes to mind. I started with the 5th grade group into my 3rd year teaching. Before that, I had 2nd and 3rd grade. And this 5th grade group, the first day in, out of say 28 students, about 5 of them, you start the first day well, we get things organized. The second day I say, I'm gonna do testing. 5 of the kids couldn't even read the test. They're just
Oh,
sitting there, and all I
goodness,
can say is,
yeah.
baby, do the best you can. And I took, as their teacher, I pulled their records to see what their history was, and then seeing the years before, these teachers just passing these babies on and they couldn't even read.
Oh, yeah.
Or they didn't feel comfortable even reading at 5th grade level. So I was bold about finding out, doing the paperwork, a lot of paperwork.
I'm
Doing the
sure.
paperwork for these kids, doing, giving the examples, just really putting in the work to get these kids help. So that was a period, it's like, it was just, I needed to get the kids help. And it was interesting, out of the 5, 1 actually, they brought in the specialist to test them and everything. And ultimately, all but 1 got help. And this one child, he had to been on the spectrum of autism. And
Okay, yeah.
the school wound up saying, sorry, Ms. Jones, do the best you can, because we can't pull him out for special help because it's not going to do anything. I was
Oh, my
like,
goodness.
what?
Wow.
So that was a period that I remember me just, being just bold and standing up to try to help all my students.
Yes.
And but we go through those ebbs and flow. Maybe, other of you can realize that in your life.
Oh,
Sometimes
yeah.
we just want to kick back and see what others are doing. And other times we got to be that leader and step forward and be more direct and bold about supporting something or getting something done.
That's true. Well, thank you for sharing that. That's, yes, Mama Raziya.
Jacqueline reminds me of how important it is when we are feeling brazen, when we do see something that we just cannot tolerate or go along with. When you speak out and when you start moving and showing that that intention, other people they'll get more involved, or they will be able to say, okay, if she's doing it, she's still standing.
Right.
She has not been knocked down or, disappeared. I'm going to do it. And I found that there were people that quietly joined me when I was talking about how we needed to do something more about this,
Right.
impregnating all these teens. But they were saying, I thought nobody cared. And so now that you're, maybe we can get together. Maybe we can do something. And that's exactly what we did. There was a group of professionals, a group of counselors who went and had a meeting with the director. And that started a whole different movement. But you have to speak up.
You do. You really do. That's so true.
Say that my response when I first heard, well, what would you do if nothing would stop you, or, nothing was in your way? And I said, play the piano.
Really?
I have always just loved and appreciated all the pianists and all the beautiful, beautiful music. And I said, oh, but I can't, people would laugh at me. So that was one. And the other was to walk up to the Southfield Library, to leave my house and walk to that library and walk back. To just feel, wow, I can do it. Just one step at a time. It's would be several miles, but I know people who walk 4 and 5 miles.
True.
And walk back, and they look good.
Right.
So to not give up on age and say I can no longer do it. If I felt that there was some way to do that, I would love it.
Oh, wow. I wish that for you. I wish, oh, that sounds nice. Okay. I guess we covered everybody unless someone else wants to share.
I can't think of anything right now.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, I guess we're gonna start with our presentation. Queen, is that good?
Oh, absolutely. Mhm.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm in the flow of things here. Well, I want to talk about today the health and wellness of our babies. I'm glad Mama Raziya kind of touched on it because it's important that we take a look at what's going on with our babies in our communities. Oh, let me share my screen. Y'all can see what I'm talking about here. Let's share this. Okay, can everybody see the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. All righty. Well, I'm going to talk today talk about the Metropolitan Detroit Diaper Bank. As you can see, you know, we give our little babies some diapers because they all go to the bathroom. So, and then we also, as you can see on this picture, we have the sheets for adults, you know, the pads for adults. That's a picture there because we offer diapers, or what do we call it? Do we call them diapers? I guess so. Diapers for adults too. And also you see on this picture, the photo, you might, I don't know if you recognize me, but I'm in there. I'm kind of blend in with the people, and we have Miss Veronica on there too. But you know something, volunteering and working with the Metropolitan Detroit Diaper Bank has been very rewarding for me. You know, because I work with people, like I think these women maybe were from a hospital, they were going to be nurses or something, but they wanted to come and volunteer with the diaper bank for a little bit, or even find out what we do. So they came and visited us. So I just wanted to kind of give you a layout of this photo. So, but it's been very, very, very rewarding experience. And you know something, yesterday, I was watching Akilah and the Bee. I don't know if you all have seen that, that movie. But it really inspired me today in regards to this presentation. I thought about this. And one thing that was read was a quote that was by Marianne Williamson, in A Course in Miracles. And I know a lot of us, she wrote a book called A Return to Love, and it was based on A Course in Miracles. And this was in it. And I'm gonna read it real quick because it really gave me inspiration to present today. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let down our own light, as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. End of quote. When I read that or heard that in that movie, you know, I thought about what we do with the diaper bank. I thought about how, you know, every little thing we do, and then we do a lot of different things, but everything we do can inspire the parents to do more, and can encourage the babies even, when they're feeling dry and healthy and, clean, they feel better, and then, it just inspires other people in our community to do more for our babies too. And that's important. It's very important. Any comments on the quote?
Well,
Okay, all right.
when you were reading, I heard the song, "It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your dreams, open up your eyes.
Yes,
We can
yes.
all do everything with that." I remember just being so lifted up by
Yes.
singing that song when something really challenging was going on in my life. And I
Yes.
would think of the lyrics of that song. And, I was just reminded of it as you were reading the passage from Marianne Williamson.
Yes, well, thank you for sharing that. Okay, you know what? When I first got introduced to the diaper bank, I attended an event that was sponsored by the diaper bank. It's called the Celebration of Children. And that's how I started with the diaper bank. And it was a wonderful event where it was an outdoor event where children were able to come and play, and parents were able to get information, to a lot of resources for the parents, and the children had fun. And so that was a beautiful, beautiful start to my walk with the diaper bank. So I think about that every time when we talk about history, because that's what we're kind of talking about, a little bit of the history of the diaper bank. I remember how I got started, and the focus was the babies. It was all about the children. How do we celebrate them? And that's a beautiful concept, to celebrate children. Sometimes we look at them, sometimes people look at them as burdens or something, but we can celebrate them, and have joy around the children. And I love that. And so that's what, the purpose, or my walk with the diaper bank has been about, focusing on celebrating the children. So that makes me smile. It makes me smile when I think about that. Let's see, the diaper bank was actually founded in 2015. With the owner being Miss Veronica Claiborne. And believe it or not, the diaper bank is actually a part of the National Diaper Bank, that covers the country, covers the United States. But we are a part of that, and that was founded in 2011. So it's so nice to know that we are part of a bigger group, even though we're here in Detroit, we're part of a bigger group in the country. And I'm going to read a little bit more of the history. The Metropolitan Detroit Diaper Bank is a nonprofit whose mission is to educate and raise the quality of life for our community by providing disenfranchised populations with diapers for infants, children, and senior citizens, ensuring that everyone in the metropolitan Detroit area has access to basic sanitary products. They also offer potty training services, wipes, and feminine products. Metropolitan Detroit Diaper Bank is run by passionate volunteers. 100% of donations are used to purchase needed products at a discounted rate, and all donations stay in the local Metro Detroit area. So that's kind of the history, but it just speaks to the wide reach that we have. We're helping, babies, teenager, whoever might need, sanitary items. We helping elderly who might need diapers and later in life. So we have a wide range of outreach. And that's something that really makes me feel really, really proud to be a part of that. Okay, and here's a quote by Miss Veronica. I started Michigan Detroit Diaper Bank because I saw a huge opportunity for education about diaper need in Detroit. You know, sometimes I don't think we realize the importance of diapers. I mean, if you have a child, you probably do, but if you don't, you might not realize how important diapers are in our community and what's needed, you know, what we need. But when you see a family with babies and you know they have to have something for those children, you know, because those children are going to the bathroom. So we got to make sure that they're maintain a healthy lifestyle. So, but we can help with that. Are there any comments?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that with the company that we had over Saturday night, my girlfriend's daughter and her 5-year-old son, Koa, he's still in diapers.
Oh, okay.
And so she is attempting to potty train him. And she asked us how we did it. And I said, I don't know, for me, RJ was the easiest little boy to potty train. I have to give potty training for my daughter to my mom, you know, and then I just took it up because I had to be out of the home doing, you know, getting a trade.
Right.
So, but we put on Elmo's potty training video.
Okay.
And and we had the potties, one here at the house and one at my house.
Okay.
And he just picked it up and did it. You know, I can say he never had very many, less than maybe 2 accidents in the bed, you know. And so I said, I don't know, because I gave you mama that video, so I don't know what you're gonna do. But yeah, I just, you know, potty training and taking care of a baby's needs. I mean, I've always taken care of children at one point or another in my life. So, you know, from the time I was 12 and we moved here to Detroit, I was taking care of somebody's baby. So, you know, that comes natural. And I hate to see children suffer. I don't like to see them giving them sugary drinks, feeding them McDonald's. I cringe every time she said, I'm picking them up some nuggets and some.
Right.
It irks me.
Yes, that's
know.
right.
So yeah.
No, thanks for sharing that, Mama Evelyn. Because it does take some time to work with children sometimes to get them to go to the potty and go through that process. Because, you know, what I tell my parents is that the children don't come into the world knowing how to do that. You know, they know how to go to the bathroom, but they don't know how to go to a toilet or something, you know. So we gotta expose them to it. But you know, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what I do, because I, you know, host the toilet training workshops for our parents in Detroit. Yeah, so, but it's nice. I would love to get some more tips from you, Mama Evelyn, on that.
Well,
yes.
You know, I grew up in a home where we said cleanliness is next to godliness.
Yeah, right.
And I'm listening to you talk and realizing how important that realization is when it comes to a baby who's lying there in a dirty diaper.
Right.
He or she is not feeling close to God.
No, not
you know,
at all.
it's something that's going on with them mentally and emotionally. I remember looking at how a child's, now, you know how we feel when someone rings the doorbell and we're not dressed, or we haven't had our shower or whatever.
Right.
You know, you're kind of standing back and, you know, well, what about that little baby
Right.
and his or her feelings? Or what about the elder who, doesn't, that they are aware on a level that they are not acceptable, or they're not as lovable, or they're not as desirable to be in your presence.
Yep,
So
that's
it's
a
a
good
very
point.
serious thing to have a baby be without
Right. Yes.
clean diapers and be without and having to lie in that his excrements for
I know.
hours and so forth. And you just have helping me to think of the seriousness of that.
Yes.
And one feel, well, maybe there needs to be more volunteers to help
Right.
with that project that you have, because it's very much needed. And we do have a self-esteem problem
Yes.
in
Yes.
our city and in our country. And so maybe it's starting with
Yeah.
the diaper age.
Isn't that something? Put it
Feeling
all the way
good.
back. Go all the way back. That's right.
How many of us go and pick up and hug a baby who's smelly?
Right.
We're much more likely to show love and appreciation for the baby who smells good, who's clean, right?
That's right. That's right.
Can I
Thank
interject a little bit, Deidre, about our history?
Yes, please.
Because you all are really talking about why and how this project got started. Because when I retired from work, I did cruises, I went on vacations, I visited families. After so many years of doing that, you decide that what's next? Because I'm used to working. I hear all of you are used to working. Some of you are still working at where your final goal is going to be. But after I retired, I went to my church, of course, and said I want to volunteer. They had a breakfast program, which grew into a lunch program, which grew into a program that was helping parents learn how to cook. See, we have to show them, not tell them, because they don't know. They don't know. It's honest people out here that do not know what to do, because what we're dealing with today is the grandparents today and the parent of the kids of the crackheads. Remember?
Right.
Remember crack? We've forgotten it. But we have the residual of what crack did to us as African American people. I want to bring in that perspective, but I also want to let you know I've had too many experiences at the food kitchen. Seeing people feed babies anything. You talk about a McDonald's when they have an arm baby and they're feeding it potatoes. A baby can't adjust that potato.
No.
You're talking about, oh, I saw you while you were pregnant the whole 9 months because you were coming down here to eat and bringing your other kids. Then I see this new baby and you said, don't you want to hold my baby? I got to a point where I wanted to say no, because I knew the baby was going to be wet.
Right.
I felt the wetness coming out of the diaper. We started a parent and baby club at the church. No, we didn't. We started a mom and baby club at the church. And it was so many men raising their children. We had to change it to a parent and baby club. And I'm telling you this because I want you to think about this concept. Because when you teach somebody something, you can sit down and you can lecture them on it, or you can take them and show them.
Right.
Or you can do it with them. So we were in fashion shows. That was to show them how to dress. Right. I couldn't tell them how to dress. They came in every morning. Like I had one day, I had a girl get on her knees and another girl stand in front of her. Then I said, turn around. And she turned around and the girl on her knees said, get your butt out of my face. And I said, that's what your toddler is seeing, is your butt. You got your butt out, put your butt up, but we have to talk really, really realistic, not only to the girls, but that took me to a point where let's move this further. when we had the parent and baby club and we started talking about what the need was, that's where diapers came from. It was the greatest need 10 years ago. It didn't just become a need.
Yeah.
When I started, I talked to a young lady Diane Bird is still my friend and I still admire her. She worked with Aetna Insurance. And I asked her, how can I get some diapers? Well, Aetna give us some diapers. How will we get the money for the diapers? They were expensive back then. She introduced me to a young lady at the Detroit area diaper bank. It was located in Canton, Michigan. The Detroit area diaper bank was located in Canton, Michigan. So every month I was on a visual, Diane was on a visual, Cheryl was on a visual. We were all going at one point, taking turns, going to pick up these diapers and bring them back into Detroit. When I talked to the young lady initially, she said, oh, we don't service Detroit. I said, well, then you're going to have to give us our name back because you're pimping Detroit.
Whoa.
That's right. That's right.
What's going on?
I like that.
Detroit is being pimped right today. The diaper, the process that we have put in place, Deitra, tell me if I'm jumping ahead of you, because you know I'm a talky person. Because the message that I have, when you say bold and brazen, when you know something, you do something.
Right.
Mother Raziya, when you found out what you found out about that program, you did something. If it did not change the program, it changed the people in the program.
That's right.
Right.
So they know, and as they moved on, and I know some of you in this room are teachers, but I have a real, not dislike, because a lot of my friends are teachers. I actually studied education when I was at Wilberforce University and got a double degree in accounting and education. But when I went into the education field, it was no accountability. The teachers have the only job that they are not accountable. If I don't produce something as an accountant, I'm gonna get fired.
Right.
Teachers do not get fired for non-production. They just continue on. I heard you all in the meeting saying that they just pass the kids on.
Right.
Without knowing how to read. But that's a whole nother day and a whole nother story.
Story.
But when we talk about how the Black perspective is on diapers, the perspective is you shouldn't have had the baby in the first place. That's the perspective. And I hear it so often that I constantly am telling people, I don't serve babies. I mean, parents. I serve babies. So no matter what error the parent made in their judgment, why does that baby have to suffer?
Amen.
I've had a young lady tell me, I don't want a damn thing you got, because she didn't want to follow the rules. You know what I told her? Your butt ain't wet.
Right.
You don't need a damn thing I got. That's where we are in this state right now with the diaper bank. Since I gave you a little of the history, but this is where we are right now, is that we're dealing with the grandparents are the children of crack addicted people.
Right.
They don't have the knowledge to teach their children or their grandchildren. I have a team of young men that come up, and I'm gonna just jump ahead of the game, Deitra. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's all right, all right.
I've been trying to be quiet, but I just gotta tell you guys some things. I have a group of young men. I've always had young people training them to do something. When I was at the church with the food program, I trained them to get their Serve Safe certificates. You can cook in this kitchen, but you're going to get certified. So when you go out and look for a job, you're not going to McDonald's to work on the line. You're going to McDonald's to manage that business while you're there. So these are the things, when you're talking about great arisings, there's not a lot of people that are experiencing that.
Yeah.
Right.
There's not a lot of people. I want to challenge you all to make that possible for mothers. When you talk about the babies, some of the mothers that showed me their children, they were ashamed to show them to the pastor. But they bring them to the kitchen and show them to me. You
Mm.
know, so that's where the self-esteem is lacking because the
Right.
parent is not proud. A 12-year-old girl, a 10-year-old girl, either she has chosen to do an adult thing and have a baby. Now that's one thing. If you chose to have this baby, if
Right.
you went out here and knew that sex would get you a baby, and we fail to tell these young girls that when they start their period.
Mm.
I had a street sister and I had a classy sister. I had one that shopped at him hoes, and I had one that stole her clothes and wore them to church and school because she wouldn't work. But my mother told her, "You're gonna take care of children." So she became a great foster parent, raised 37 foster kids and 7 of her own. Everybody has something that they're good at.
Right.
I'm listening to you guys. You all are good. I mean, it's a wealth of stuff here. And I hear you speak about volunteerism. Please use your skills that you have acquired. I talk to older people and tell them when you retired, when I retired, I didn't become retarded because I remembered
Right.
everything that I had learned over all these years of working.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So all of you have worked some years. You have something to offer. I appreciate when people come to the diaper bank and they help us rewrap diapers, but I get too much stuff. I started with stuff. I started with just bring me, we're going to do a diaper drive. It's like a food drive. People still do diaper drives because they don't want to give me dollars. The
Right.
African American perspective for diapers is that I'm a Black woman that cannot get money. I can get stuff. They will have all the churches in the suburbs. They have big diaper drives and they bring me all these diapers and they're all the wrong size. And senior citizen diapers have tape and they should be pull-ups. It's just, it's horrendous. During the pandemic, when they figured out it wasn't no toilet paper, they also figured out it wasn't no diapers.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
guess what? I had 100,000 in my warehouse. And we start pushing them into the street. I've never thought small. Every group that I work with, they say, "Oh, you want to do that?" Yep. I'm not only wanting to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to have a conversation. And these are some things I'm throwing out to you guys. All of you are very highly intelligent and you have good language, good diction. I need to talk to not the donor, not the refunders, but I'm talking about calling in the philanthropists and having a conversation with them about my team. Deidre is a part of it. They are my boots on the ground. I'm 72 years old. When I went home for COVID, they said, "Go home. Don't stay in here." They say you're going to get sick. You got diabetes, you got a heart. Go home. We don't need you dead. My team told me, "Go home and get that money." That was my goal. And we went from a $50,000 budget to a $400,000 budget.
Ooh, okay.
Now that the pandemic is dying down and it's over, you hear people say it's over. I don't know how many of you believe it's over, but
No.
I don't believe it's over. I think we just getting started, really, because people are being so careless with their attitudes and how they
Yes.
treat hygiene, cleanliness. Diapers are a health issue. You have
Yes.
urinary
Yes.
tract infections. You have rashes. We all are familiar with rashes, but I didn't even know a baby could get a urinary tract infection, but they have a urinary tract, so I guess it can get infected.
Right.
These
Right.
are the things that we need that has to come out. A baby, yes, they're uncomfortable. They're uncomfortable and they're crying. Remember what I told you about the babies? These are the grandparents and the parents of crackheads, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
say
Right.
crackheads to be derogatory because it's terrible. I can't make it nice. I cannot make it nice.
That's right. You're right.
Can't make it nice. When it's negative, it's negative. I don't try to make a positive out of a negative in that situation to make it sound good to you. I want to show you realistically where we are. These crackhead babies that have become grandparents, not only do they not have the knowledge, they don't have the desire to do it either. I talked with the lady yesterday from Bloomfield Hills. She said that she helps people. She literally comes into Detroit and helps people. She's helping a family that she's been helping for 15 years.
Wow.
Now, how does that sound? You've been helping a family for 15 years.
Right.
This family has 6 children. None of them have been to school. They say they homeschool, but they're the residual of crackheads. They can't homeschool. They don't know how. This is the reality of where we are and what we're dealing with at this particular point in time. When I asked you to come out and support and help me to get those dollars. Some of you all know congressmen. Some of you know a person that knows a congressman. There is $30 million that have come down from the President Biden. In Michigan, our governor has put $4 million in our state budget, all for diapers. Don't say anything about early childhood. It says diapers because we're a member of the National Diaper Bank. We're a member of 2 national organizations. Baby to Baby is one. Look them up. The National Diaper Bank Network. They're the strongest partners that we have because they're preparing for lobby day right now. And they go to Congress and they say, this is a need.
Yes,
1 in 3 families suffer with this. 1 out of 3 families. And just think, grandparents are raising grandchildren. They're parenting again. Maybe their kid died of an overdose. Maybe their kid just died of natural causes. Maybe their kid died in an accident, or perhaps it was COVID.
Right, that's true.
The people that died during COVID, they weren't the people that they want to work now. They want people to come out and work now. These people ain't never worked, and they're not going to work now. The people that worked died. So they were going out being essential workers. So the grandparents are parenting again. But to believe, if you were a grandparent, and I've had grandparents come to me and say, I need period supply for my granddaughter. I need supplies for my grandbaby, the little baby. I need period supply. And do you have some pads that I could get? Because I need some poise pads. This is critical.
It is critical.
Yeah, it's critical. And it's so basic that people don't see it. When you see these baby showers and things like that, if somebody is saying, let's have a baby shower, no. Let's support the Metropolitan Detroit Diaper Bank. We are a diaper bank. We know how to do diapers. The money that has come down the pipes, they don't know how to do diapers. We all want a Cadillac, right? We'd love to have a Cadillac, a BMW, a Jag. We all would love to have that. But we know we can't afford it. Right. If I'm going to give the babies some diapers, I'm going to give them the best, cheapest diaper I can find. We buy our diapers by the semi-truck. We have 30 pallets at a time come to the New Center U-Haul on West Grand Boulevard, right across. We're in Midtown Detroit, right across from Henry Ford Hospital. When those diapers come in, we have to store them. First of all, we got to raise the money to get them. And that's where I think you guys can come in. I need help with our marketing techniques and we have a full marketing report, but I need help with not getting the word out, because my niece is my social media person, and you all probably do some form of social media. And she goes to Facebook and posts stuff. And when she started, she didn't know what she was doing. So she was just saying free diapers, and she would give my website. Yesterday, when she just recovered from a cancer scare. And yesterday, my IT person, who is my son, I started this business to be a family business, but it's really outgrown my size of my family. But she put up free diapers and the link. And Detroit, we're still here to serve you. Do you know she got 200 shares? And the people that were sharing had 500 followers. Ooh-wee. So this thing has gotten to a point where, as an African-American woman, I need dollars. We have truck drivers. We rent space. We have people that work with us. I pay my people $15 an hour because I believe that is a wage. That's the living wage that they need to start with. But you know, in the capitalism of America, when they give you $15, they raise your rent.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
They give you $15 and inflation is created. So your food is higher.
Mhm.
I have some knowledge that I've gained through my career. I have degrees in accounting, but I cannot keep up with the grant writing, the grant reporting. And believe me, when I started this, it was a retirement project. It was something that I was going to retire doing. And
Mr.
I
Remington,
need to retire from it because
Right. Right.
it's a lot of work and I need hands. I need knowledgeable people. I have engineers from Ford Motor Company coming up there and they wrap diapers. And I say, well, you know, as an engineer, what do you think about this? They're not going to tell me. They're either doing community work because their company mandates it or they give them a benefit. DTE, if you come work with me or volunteer with me, DTE will give you a day off. Somebody's got their hand up.
Oh,
Jacqueline?
that's
Okay,
yes.
you want to say something, honey? I'm sorry, because I'm talking.
No,
I'm
I
telling you.
guess you've answered it, especially if DTE and companies give their employees. So you are a nonprofit. You are a registered nonprofit.
We're 501c3.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say while we were talking, I told you I was multitasking. I'm part of a volunteer group called Mothers. Well,
Okay.
actually, they've been in place since 2015, and their focus has been support the originators or the creators of it. They were social workers. And
Oh,
when mothers were at risk of losing their kids to the system, Miss Aloma and her partner, gosh, I can't remember her name right now, they would be called by the courts to come step in to help these mothers learn skills that the courts would then not not take their kids away from them. So I actually, while we've been sharing, Deidre, the flyer that you made for us,
Yeah, yeah.
I forwarded that to Miss Aloma and said, I think this is a group we can connect with.
Okay. All
So,
right.
that would be wonderful because
Thank you.
yes, thanks. Because we get referrals from everywhere. And that's one of the referrals I jump right on. When they say the protective service sent them, they will take your baby for not
Yeah.
having the diapers that
Okay.
baby needs. And I would love to work with that group because I'm hesitant when I see terrible situations. 6 kids living in a house, they're talking about their homeschooling, they don't have any water. They have a diaper in the toilet and they go to the toilet on top of the diaper and take the diaper and throw it out.
Oh.
They don't have any running water in their home.
Wow. And I don't know if you all know, but diapers cannot be obtained through food stamps or anything like that. So you can't do it.
No, you can't.
Okay. Miss
Ebony,
Veronica,
I see your hand.
what's the information to talk to you further, a phone number or something?
You can reach me on my personal line at 313-629-4355. 629-4355. Our webpage is Detroit Diaper Bank. Deidre, you got a chat going?
I can put it in there.
Okay, because my phone number and the link to our website, DetroitDiaperBank.com.
Okay.
Yeah, so that you all can see what we do. Because our website I'm proud of it. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have everything. I just can't use hardly any of it, but we have it. You had your hand up. I did see your hand up. Did we answer your question?
You answered mine.
Yeah.
That was Ebony.
It's Ebony.
I'm just grateful for being on here right now with you. As a parent educator at Wayne Metro, we utilize your service so much without actually putting a face to the name. Oh my
you're one
God.
of those
Like,
people.
yes, so I'm the resource getter for my company. I love it. This has been working in my purpose since I got here. And the first task I had was to make sure all systems are serviced by the D-Trade Diaper Bank. One of my co-workers just walked in. I was like, girl, I'm on here with the D-Trade Diaper Bank. They're like, oh wow. But you
Well,
service so many people. We service Dearborn and Dearborn Heights right now.
mhm,
So my parents come to Detroit. You did have an Inkster location that I
yes.
think you guys dropped. We would love for you to bring that back because it was more easily accessible for us. But if you are willing to work with Wayne Metro, I would love to put you guys in contact with each other if you're interested in servicing families and cities outside of Detroit.
Well, let me tell you this. I did work with Wayne Metro. They gave me $100,000 during the pandemic when I called to see if I could continue to work with them because they are a community action center.
Mm-hmm.
What happened is when the $30 million I was telling you guys about earlier, when it came down the pipes, once it was approved, it went to TANF. That's the Temporary Assistance for Needing Families.
Mm-hmm.
TANF gave that money to community action centers. So I'm believing that Wayne Metro got a piece of that dollar.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I was
Yep.
trying to access. Plus, Wayne Metro has diapering programs within their early Head Start. They sent me 15 volunteers every day during the pandemic to keep their workers working. So I'm very
Yeah.
familiar with it. And Ebony, I would appreciate you linking me to whoever can assist us because the dollars have reached the Community Action Center. Believe it or not, Oakland County has approached me and offered to give me some dollars because they have a portion of Wayne County. But Wayne Metro is our Community Action Center. So I would love to connect with them again. My problem, ladies, is that I've been introduced to a lot of people. However, I was doing too much and I was pulled in so many places. I have all my contacts and I can give them the history of where we were and how we related to each other. But I've lost that connection because I couldn't stay connected. I couldn't stay connected to Wayne Metro because the Fisher Foundation offered us twice as much money to service the Brightmoor community. And they still are supporting and just recently gave me a 3-year grant to support only Brightmoor. So it now in Wayne County, where Wayne Metro is located, I don't get any funding for diapers. That's why I had to close some of the sites. Inkster is not covered. I haven't found a grant yet that covers Inkster or Hamtramck. Most people, when they give funding, they say Detroit, but they don't. Any city that has its own mayor is not in Detroit. They're in Detroit, but they're a city within Detroit. Hamtramck and Highland Park are in Detroit, but they have their own mayors. So the funding that we get does not go to them. The funding that we get for Detroit, people are coming from as far as Flat Rock. Deidre, in your class, remember that lady I said, how did she get in your class?
Exactly.
She
Yep.
snuck in, but where was she from? She was somewhere way off, but she was
Yeah,
in
way
Wayne
off.
County. She was in Wayne County, but she was quite a distance from here. People in the suburbs, like Macomb County, believes that they don't have any poor people because they want to keep their city on one of the best cities in Michigan to come to or to live in. So they don't promote their poverty. So there's people living in poverty in Macomb County that's not getting any services. So yes, Inkster was a big spot for us, Ebony, and it hurt me to my heart because I just love Reverend Harrison. You know, he just when I talked to him, he said, "Okay, no problem." He was referred to me by um, Reverend Spurl from Tabernacle here in Detroit. And he said, there's nothing out here in Inkster. And during the whole pandemic, we were over near the laundromat. I don't know why everybody know the laundromat in Inkster, but every time I say the laundromat, they know exactly what I'm talking about. And we serviced a lot of people. But when I talk to Inkster has its own mayor, so they have their own funding. And it's a tight-knit group. So I haven't been able to break that barrier. I've got to get funding from the communities that are receiving the money. What you're talking about, Jacqueline, with your group, they can help me gather money from all around. But talk on the level. And Deidre expressed to me, and that's why I'm talking to you all like this, because Deidre expressed to me that you all wanted to help. And if you want to help me, the best way to do it is use what you know. I can't teach you all anything but how to wrap some diapers. That's all I can teach you. And you can practice that at home. Get you some saran wrap and some diapers and try to wrap them up. But that's not what I need. I need dollars. And I wish I had thought, Deidre, but we actually have, we give out we were giving 100 diapers per child. They come already wrapped in a little package, and they have a little handle on it, and they have Metropolitan Detroit Diaper Bank on them. And those are the diapers that I can identify are my diapers, and they come in packs of 25, so I can keep account. So if I got to give you if I'm giving you 100, I'm going to know that I give you 2 packs. That's it. My warehouse guys, they're going to know that. They'll be up there today packing, and they'll know how many diapers to convert over for each child. So I'm not a little thing. I'm a big woman, and I've always been big at whatever I do. And if you meet anybody outside of this group that knows me, they're going to tell you that. I do stuff. I mean, I do it. I don't talk about it. I'm about it. In the streets, when you're talking to the kids, they say, don't talk about it, be about it.
That's right.
I wanted a new car. I told this little girl, I said, God gonna give me a new car. She said, oh, you gone, Miss Claiborne. You always saying something, Miss V. Go ahead on. And she walked out the kitchen. When I got my new car, she was coming down Warren Avenue, and I tooted my horn. And I said, I got my car. And when she came up for lunch, guess what she told me? Why God didn't give you a Cadillac? He gave you a PT Cruiser. I said, because that's what I wanted. I didn't want a Cadillac. I wanted a Cruiser. So that's what I got. We have to be that. When you say great rising, let's rise up.
Right, right,
Give these
right.
people something. Yesterday, I don't know, I text that song Happy. When somebody called me.
Yes.
Yeah, a little guy called me coming, I don't even know who I am no more. I was like, I know you. I know your grandmama. I know your cousin. Ain't so-and-so your aunt. I know you. I know who you are. And you know what I sent him? That song that's Happy.
Right.
I do because I'm happy. You know, you boy, you better get happy. You ain't but 16. Get happy now, because when you get older, you're gonna live on the memories. If you don't have no memories when you get dementia, they might not know you thinking about it, but you thinking about it. And that's why you smiling. You see some people smiling. We don't know what they smiling about.
Right.
They were happy and they still happy. So to change and to make it better, young lady, you at Wayne Metro Avenue, make these people happy when you see them. And I have a practice that I do. I want to share that with you, and then I'll be quiet and let you ask me any questions. But when you go somewhere and you see somebody being mistreated, ask them one thing. What church do you go to? Then say, what do you do at your church? And I bet you they're going to tell you. I go to social services. I go to the Secretary of State, and I ask people that question because I put it back on their brain. You're a Christian. You say you're a Christian. Let's be one. You know what I mean? Let's not just say that.
Right.
You know, I'm looking at all of you in this group, and you've given me a different level to look at things. I am going to try to pop back in from time to time, but yeah, I am. I'm going to try to pop in. I love Deidre. You know what she is? She's a grounder for me. She puts me on center because I can be mad as all get out and turn and look at her and go, oh, let me stop. Let me do something different. She has a calm demeanor about herself that I've never had. I have a grandson that spazzes out. Joe. He'll just, and he's 19 going on 20. He won't be waving his hands. Yeah, sometimes he even waves his hand like a baby, you know. But I understand him because I had to grow. Yes. And we have to help these 12-year-old children.
Yes, right.
If they've made that choice, then you've done an adult thing. And you have to be a parent to that child. Yes. If they did not make that choice and are not willing, we have to find people that are willing to take that child. Because please believe me, it's been going on this movement for a while. The Catholics would like to start orphanages again. Yeah. That's one of their goals. They're not verbally saying it, But sometimes God puts you in a place you have no business being, but he puts you there for a reason. And I've heard that in meetings. I ended up going to a meeting about affordable housing. And guess what? They were building affordable housing. They weren't giving it, I thought I was going to be able to talk to them about gentrification and that kind of thing. And I found out that they were building houses, but they had some good beer and they had some good snacks. And I just stayed there and ate. And I live in Midtown Detroit. I live right down by the Eastern Market. And they want to raise our rent to $1,400 a month. They've been trying it for the last 2 weeks, 2 years, but we keep fighting them. And like Whoopi Goldberg say, we've been fighting all our lives. And when we stop fighting, we're going to die.
Right.
So we got to get that fight going on. I appreciate you all inviting me here, and even listening to me for this lengthy conversation.
Thank you, Ms. B. Thank you so much. You share so much good knowledge.
Yes.
Are there any questions, or anybody have any questions? Yes, Mom.
I had one when Veronica mentions the 100 diapers, for each child.
Right.
How long does that last? How long is it before that person needs a refill?
It should be a monthly supply because it takes 70 to 80 diapers. 70, I would say 70 to 100 diapers. Okay. Because what's happening is we service babies 0 to 3. So once your baby turns 3, it should be going to early Head Start programming. So it should be potty trained, and that's where Deitra comes in. So if I stop giving you diapers at 3, then you're going to be not forced, but put in a position where you may need to train your baby. Yeah. Because you don't have a problem putting the pull-up on a baby like it's Pampers. Like it's panties. So they put them on and they let them wear them. But when Deitra steps into the scene and tells them she has a great program. She does all of the toilet training. And when I listen to her tell the parent why they should potty train their baby, why it's essential going to school, they can't go in a pamper. They have to be trained to do certain things. And she even knows the sign when they're ready to be trained. So the diapers from 0 to 3 will go from size like a newborn or a preemie all the way up to a size 6. We have size 7s and we have pull-ups, but pull-ups are training pants. So the training pants, you get less because you're supposed to be training the baby. So you only get 1 pack of 25, but that pack of 100 should last you a month. They don't train the baby. So you might have 2 babies and they're a year apart. So you're splitting at 100. You're giving 50 to one baby and 50 to the other, but that 3-year-old needs to be trained.
Exactly. That's right. That's right.
It deteriorates the parents. The parents are under stress. When my niece went on, I was reading some of the comments that came over last night. And one of the girls said, I want to get my nails and my feet done so bad. I ain't had my nails and my feet done in a long time. And guess what? She can come get some diapers from me and take that 100 a month and get her nails and her feet done. Because if that makes you have more self-esteem to pass down to your children, get your hair and your nails done. Get whatever you need to do to build you. See, we take from the parent. We don't build the parent. We take from them. When you have a Christmas party for the community next year, don't invite the kids. Leave them at home. Invite the parent and have a wrapping station where the parent can wrap the diapers. Pick the diapers and wrap the diaper for your baby. The kid does not know the church, but the kid does know their parent. And they don't need to think they got to go to church to get a gift.
Right.
So
that's true.
These are philosophies that I've learned as I worked in the church and with different programs. We take all the responsibility from the parent. I got people calling me right now saying, well, I'm registering the people. Why? Why are you doing that? They're with the agency that's supposed to be helping them. If you're supposed to be helping them, give them that fish. Teach them how to fish. Don't just give it to them. Teach them that they got to fish. All you got to do is go online. You go online for Facebook, you go online for anything else. And don't get caught up in the okie doke, ladies.
That's
Don't
true.
get caught up in the okie doke, because it's a whole lot of them out there and they just getting stuff to sell it. Go to Marketplace on Facebook. You'll see diapers being sold for $5 a case. They didn't buy them and sell them for $5. They went to some event somewhere. The Metropolitan Detroit Diaper Bank is one of our goals to ensure that our diapers are not going on the black market.
Mm.
Yeah, I found the pack being sold at the WIC office, and guess what? One of the ladies that was receiving, they called me. They be like, "Your diapers is over here. They selling your diapers over there." And I go. I get when I could go, I go. I give 100 diapers to you. You at the WIC office selling them for $1 a piece. You're making $100. That's a crackhead move, but it's happening.
You're right.
It's happening. So I'm gonna be quiet. And is there any other questions? Because I was enjoying your process. I'll let you get back to it.
Oh, you're part of it too.
Yeah.
Again.
Your sharing is part of our process.
Okay, great. Because I appreciated where you all was going with this, but I needed to say some things. And as I listened, you all popped out. I mean, you were just popping out. You know,
right.
Each one of you was popping out. You all had a goal that you were doing, and you all have been somewhere. You all have been somewhere. Each child is being Evelyn, when they talk about training the children, it's a hard thing, because for Deitra, I don't know how she does it, but she does a lot of follow-up with the parents, because each child is different.
They really are.
Yeah,
Yes,
each child is different. You know, I went to the hospital to have my son when I had my first child, because I was babysitting for a lady that had 2 sets of twins. And I had one feeding them and the other one was in the bed. And when I went in there, the 2 that were in the bed had took off each other's diapers and they would smash and poop everywhere. I went right into labor. By the time she got back, I was ready to go to the hospital. I'm like,
oh my goodness.
But babies will do that. And
That's
so
right. They don't know. They don't know.
And when they have a bad day, that's where Deitra comes in. She is the counterpart that has the calmness in the whole organization. I told you my grandson live will spaz out.
And he gave me a hug one day. I was so excited. I was like, oh, wow, okay.
And he had to do this because he's like 6.
I know, he's tall. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thank you. I thank you again. But please call me if you have any ideas, if you just think of anything that you'd like to do. If you want to tell me something, if you need my help, please call.
Yes, Raziya.
Well, in your beautiful presentation, Veronica, and your sharing, you mentioned something about food prep and the fact that you discovered that people needed more support with how to prepare simple, but delicious, nutritious meals. And that now one of my very bold movements years ago was to step out of the office. I was a social worker and I began to develop nutrition support. And so we developed Healing Support Network 32 years ago. And people came and had classes together. We did demonstrations on how to prepare this and that. And so there may be something that I could still do to support you in that whole nutrition thing. I did discover that many people did not know how to cook greens. I grew up on a big farm in the South. So I said, wow, many people had never taken fresh collard greens or mustard greens and prepared them. And I assumed that everybody knew that, how to choose fresh vegetables and so forth. So that's an area that we have done a lot in. And there may be something that I can contribute in that area.
It definitely is, because we deal with senior citizens. And I myself just yesterday called my doctor and said, I need a dietitian. I need somebody to help me eat. I have a sodium diet. I have a cardiac diet. I have a protein diet. It's juggling that around. It'll take some of the stress off our seniors too. But I'd be happy to speak with you about it
Okay.
because any talent that you have it will be very useful to us because we build programs off of program. We only
Exactly.
have 4 right now, but in those 4 programs, you wouldn't believe in the 14 sites that we have. The site directors come to me and we talk when we meet, and they tell me, I need somebody that can do this, or I need somebody that can do that. So in our collaboration of diaper bankers and people that do toiletrying, we could surely use any skills that you have. That sounds good to me. I really like to talk with you about it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Great. Yes, Mama Hat.
Grand Rising, everybody.
Grand Rising.
I just wanted to say thank you for what program and because people do need assistance, and I
And
just
can
want to say
barely
thank
hear
you to
you.
those who are participating. Oh, I was just saying I wanted to say thank you for those that are participating in the program because I think it's a program to offer mothers and
Yes.
children.
Yes. But
Appreciate
thank you. Thank you.
it. Well, nowadays you have to give somebody something to talk to them.
That's
If
true.
they walking down the street and you ain't got nothing in your hand to give them, they're gonna keep on walking. So while you all have the inclination and the spirit to help people, we have people. I have their emails. I have their phone numbers. They come every month to pick up their diapers. It's an opportunity for us to talk to them and for us to see what's really going on. You can look at
Exactly.
the person's car and know that person needs some help. And just give them a card and say, call this agency or call me. We got to do some one-on-one. Don't be afraid. Don't be
Right.
afraid. I dealt with the prostitutes on West Warren Avenue between Grand River and Livernois. I was at my church. And I just went out and told them all. They gave me the name Miss V, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
Because
really? I didn't know that.
yeah, they did. Because they were calling me Valerie and Veronica and sister this and sister that. And one of the girls, she said, why don't we just call her Miss V?
Okay.
I've worn that title, but I had to ask them, will y'all please get off the street when these boys are going to school? When I'm coming over here to the church at 7 o'clock to get set up, and these kids is going to school, they breaking their neck. They about to get hit by cars looking at y'all's butts. Would y'all please get off the street? And I ran in the ponytail a month or so ago at the U-Haul facility where we are. And she said, Miss V, I'm going to help you. She was the lead. I'm gonna tell you, I call it what it is. She was the lead hoe on Warren,
Okay.
and she
Okay.
told me she was gonna help me, and she did. She told all of the hoes to stay off Warren between the hour of this and that. And when I would come to work, I would not see them.
Mhm.
So when I got a big donation of blouses from what was it? The dress barn.
Mhm.
I said, we're gonna have a blouse party. Y'all all come in here. And we had hundreds of blouses. And I was like, what's your favorite color? And I started throwing them blouses here. But I built that relationship with them
Right.
so that they did not stand on the corner when the kids were coming to school. They didn't
Right.
stand on the corner when the kids was going home.
Mm-mm.
Well, I'm scared to be out there at night. Well, then stop hoeing.
Right.
Come meet me at church Sunday. Meet me right here, just upstairs. Meet me right here. And we're gonna change your life. And some people's lives did change.
Yes.
Yeah, some people's lives did change. It didn't change to what I wanted it to be, but it changed. So one girl, she married a white guy and she was using him up, but he was loving it. And she was living better. She wasn't hoeing no more.
Right.
She learned how to live a classier. She said, I got some class going on. I'm like, yep, you do. As long as you stay off that corner, you won't get AIDS. I came from an HIV agency when I retired. We deal with people that were infected and affected. Because if you mess around and get yourself infected, you're going to affect a whole lot of people in your life.
Right. Right. That's right.
Yeah, you are. I have really enjoyed this.
I am. We enjoyed you too. Thank you.
Really.
all are easy to talk to. You're not frowning. Ain't nobody frowning up. And
No,
I'm
no, none of that here. No way.
like this and doing all kinds of stuff. They don't understand the struggle. And they don't
Okay,
understand
well, thank you
life.
all for taking time to listen. Queen, I don't know if you have any announcements you want to wrap up with, 'cause we're almost at the hour.
Well, yeah, this has been very informative and stuff. I wanted to ask you, Mama B.
Mama B.
So what I would love to do is, teach these mothers how to open up their own business, how to create their business plan, and things like that. Is that something that can be helpful?
It can help the people. It won't, if you could help me build my business plan, it might help me. But to build, for them to have any type of knowledge is good. And a lot of them do have aspirations. One of the young ladies, that she is a great niece of mine, and she's the queen of the hook. She can crochet anything, she can knit anything that you need her to do. And it's a lot of the people, young ladies that are skilled like that. They braid hair, but they don't see it as a business. So yeah, you could
Oh, yeah.
insight.
Yeah, and I have a natural hair school.
Okay.
So that is what we teach. And what are the ages of the mothers? What is the category that you
From anybody having a baby, from the youngest mother we had is 12 years old. So from 12 years, the oldest mother we had, she was 42.
Evelyn, what are you laughing at?
We're laughing at Mama Heather, which she put in the chat.
She posting stuff
Oh, I see. Okay.
on my hand.
She said, I'm a hooker too.
And then Ebony said she won too. I'm like, Lord.
They acting up. They acting up.
They acting
Oh, she's
up.
the hooker like that. Oh, she's
Changing the names, baby. We changing the names.
That's funny.
Oh
And
my.
we have a resource bag, Queen. We have a resource bag, and if you have any literature or information that you want to go out, my mother taught me to put everything in a bag. So when we do our diapers, we actually put them in a bag, and those bags now have child tax credit in them. We put COVID information in them. I'd be happy to put your information in the bag, because I want people to know it's something in this bag for you. And I put all kind of resources in there. So if that's something that you like, I can do that too.
And then I'd like to, help in the fundraising area. Definitely. Because
Okay.
like I said, but I need money. I need that to run, the business and such, and get what you need specifically.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. When we talk about diapers, it's $56,000 per truckload. And they go, they're gone. Every other month, I need to order a truckload.
Wow.
That's the type of demand that we have. But when we start talking about dollars, I don't know if you write grants or how you acquire dollars for your business, but that's exactly what I'm looking to. And I'd be happy to collaborate with you, as far as grants is concerned, awards and different things of that nature. Because I'm an accountant. I do numbers. I don't do writing. And it's very difficult. It's, my sister, bless her soul, before she passed away, she was a criminal investigator for IRS. So I used to write 5 pages and she'd make it 3 paragraphs. So I'm missing her in so many ways, but it took a tremendous dive on my business as far as my marketing is concerned.
Yeah.
Because people can't read, you have to make it catchy and quick so they can get it. So we can talk, Queen, and if whatever you like. I mean, I'm willing to talk with everyone because we all are gifted. We all gifted. We all have a gift. And we all have that purpose that if we haven't found it, we're looking for it. But I think I found mine. And I'd be more than happy to talk with you. That same queen of the hook, she can braid hair. but she doesn't look at it as a business. She doesn't know about an independent contractor.
Yes, yes.
Or
Yeah.
or having a home-based business.
Right, right.
So you have to
So
be,
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. But that's my specialty, is teaching people financial literacy and making them realize and understand the benefits of creating a home-based business.
Okay. And you
Mhm.
know, I'm
Good
trying to
for you.
get the girls to come back on a regular basis. I want to have like the parent club that we had before. I'd like to have that type of thing going. So
Mhm.
just like I'm telling you about the resource bags, a piece of knowledge. If you
Yeah.
give them a piece of what a home-based business is, and it goes in the bag and a number. If you're interested, call this number.
Mhm.
You know, and the people that are interested in knowing about a home-based business or whatever, but the nutritional fact, like I need nutritional help myself. It might be a lot of seniors. We do bags for them also. We do their bags. We can put in there. Are you struggling with your diet? Call this number. You don't have to say a lot. Don't have to be no big flyer. It could be a half a sheet. Yeah, but if you're struggling with this, and we can make a whole list. If you're struggling with this, call this number, this, call that number, and it can be a great arising project.
Oh, okay, all right.
Where are you located?
We're in Midtown Detroit at the New Center U-Haul. We're there on Saturdays often to do wrapping parties because I'm still getting a lot of stuff. And if you'd like a tour, please just give me a call, 629-4355. And I will schedule a tour. You can see what we do. If you really want to see what we do, drop by on a Tuesday and you'll see the guys running around doing what they do.
Okay, okay.
And I can give you our sites, and you go on our webpage, go to individual diaper requests, and it'll tell you everywhere we are. And you can go and view. You can just go and see the distribution process. It's a curbside drive-through process. But I got to run. I'm glad to meet all of you, but I've got somebody at my door, and I know who it is. This is my driver. She's coming to get the keys and things for the truck.
Okay, thank you,
All right,
Ms. B.
Thank you, Ms. B.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if you all want to get get connected with the diaper bank, let me know. I can do it.
Okay.
Right.
Deidre,
You
yeah,
need to
you
let
and I
Mama
need to
Veronica
talk.
know about Ebony, just so you can help her write those grants that she needs to.
Oh,
get
that's
written.
right.
But I just
Well,
wanted to share, yeah, Sky is having 2 more events, the 29th, and I know Bridget has one coming up too. I don't know if they're gonna have
On the
them
29th,
together.
okay.
But Sky has 2 events coming up, and it's in the 29th, yeah. The
March,
March.
no, the 29th, I think that's of April.
29th. Wait a minute, no.
You're breaking up.
Yeah, April 20. Yeah, 29th of April at Burt's Church. She has an opportunity. So
29.
if you all need information for table to,
They're gonna post it.
And then, okay, well, Bridget, Bridget is doing, the supper club. That's March 25th. Is that right, sweetheart?
Yes, it's March 25th.
The
We
April,
will be at the John R. Community Center. The community center. Yeah, on 6 Mile in John R. So if you,
and that's called what? Ladies of Jazz or something like that?
that's Ladies of Jazz, the Women of Jazz.
Mm-hmm. That's a dinner?
That will, yes, that will be a supper club dinner. I believe that the chef caterer that night is Rub, and you can find him on Facebook. And so the menu caters to, we definitely wanted to cater, make it kosher and vegan and vegetarian. So he's able to meet the needs of everyone. And the cost is $35.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yep, the cost is $35. That is to the entrance, and then you're able to purchase your dinner with
So
the
dinner is separate. The cost of
Yeah,
the dinner.
the cost of dinner is separate.
You know what that cost is?
No, not as of yet. I will be speaking with Sky to find that out so that we can get that information out to those who will be attending.
Mm-hmm.
But that's March 25th.
Yes, ma'am. That is Saturday night.
No. Oh, March 25th.
Yes,
March 25th?
March 25th.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then April 29th, I believe, is they're doing another
Sitting down. Take
setting
time.
up.
Yeah, and I
That's
believe
at
that back at Burt's Warehouse.
Well, there's a question. There's a question on that.
Oh, okay.
So just to share a little thing, is that there was a lot of comments yesterday through the texting of the satin doll, the ladies, and what we experienced back there being cold and such. And Bert was confronted about that, all of that, and the way things were handled, and just the way things were handled. And having my friend Shelly Kay is really struggles being in and out of the hospital, and she had to sit in that cold room from 1 o'clock to midnight.
Oh.
And it was because Birmingham did not take care of, they didn't have enough people, this little attitude and stuff like that. And just, you know, thinking that it was going to be this little small thing and stuff. And it blew his mind at the production of what had happened. So the blessing of all of that is there's Gail and Lane, or it's a big talent agency has called Sky. Yeah, and they are interested in her show in the Satin Dolls. Gail and Rice Talent Agency. So it may not be at Bert's, and but Bert did, he apologized, and there was no room for the ladies for them to get dressed. It was cold back there, and you know they had to, the brothers came in already in their suit, so it was an issue for them. But the ladies are sitting there and undressing. It was just nothing for us in the back there. And my girl, she goes in and out of the hospital. So just, you know, just that thing about buy Black, support Black and all of that, that's where it falls apart right there. When someone was doing the chairs and stuff and setting up the room, some of those chairs look like somebody had shit on them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And the attitude was that, oh, you just, and some of the chairs actually came off, you know, the bottom.
Oh.
And I'm speaking to my brother, and oh, well, you just put them close together and they won't know. You know, stuff like that. No. And that is why we go to other places, because of those type of like slumlords that, you know, that treat us like nothing. And there's a lot of money made over there, you know, on Saturdays, you know, so there's no excuse.
And they're not putting it back in the business.
No honor of the like one of the reasons for the City of Arts is that we protect our artists. And we make those who have the venues come up. You come up.
Right.
So anyway, we're glad to hear at the end of the day that this organization, you know, Gail and Rice is connecting with her. And so Whether it'll be at Bert's or not, we'll find out, but Bert is going to get his shit together.
Okay,
got
good.
Because when he saw
You know,
that,
even putting up plastic walls helps with the weather. But you know, sometimes when you've been in the game a long time, you tend to lose your da. And that's why it's so important. That's why places had den mothers. Motown had a mama that took care of all of that. Everybody had a nice dressing room. You need a rest
right,
in a closed
and
place.
everything.
We have that a lot. Entertainment.
And when I would ask him, can you just turn the lights on the stage so that the band can set up? He said, I don't have that. And that, and on the flip side of that, he has had so many things stolen from him.
Okay.
You know, from people coming in. He used to say that he had blowers that would blow the heat because when you open that door, the back door, then the heat, it goes out. But people stole it. Stole the things that he had accumulated. So it makes you become disappointed, discouraged about trying to have something for our people, and then people steal it. So it's a two-way thing. But the bottom line, as a business owner, that's the bottom line. Because those who stole from you, they're gone.
Exactly.
You still have to meet and comfort the new people that are coming in and you're still charging the same thing you did when you had those things. You still
That's right.
So anyway, so it may be at Bert's or it may not, but if it's at Bert's, they will do a much better job than what they do.
Okay.
So anyway, we'll keep you abreast of that. Anything else? I don't have anything else in particular as far as announcements are concerned. Oh, so tomorrow, if I could have a few moments, Mama Head, I'd like to go over because it'll be the first. I finally got the website ready.
Yay!
For people to order. I figured out a way that you can get credit because you get 14% off the tickets that you sell. So I couldn't figure out the affiliation, and the Spirit just showed me how to do it otherwise so that you can still get credit off of your work, right? And not only that, but the flow is there, and the website is beautiful, and so we're going to talk about that tomorrow, and so that we have a very successful event. Yeah, so if I could have a few moments at the end of your show tomorrow, that would be awesome. So I'm really excited about that. All right. You're so good to see you all. Jacqueline, it's so good to see you with energy.
You know, yesterday was the first day because ladies, I tell you, I'm not 40 anymore. But thank you for noticing. I actually, my eyes opened at 6:40, and it's like, hey, it's not like 9.
Right.
Hey, all
So
right.
I'm getting, but then guess what? Guess what? I'm traveling again on Sunday, going to California.
Oh, that's 3 hours.
Keep everything covered. Keep everything covered, Mommy. You be all right.
For sure.
Take your vitamins before you get on the plane.
Well, for as much as I can, I'm gonna try to keep my sleep schedule because I can't go through that again because that's 3 weeks trying to recuperate.
Right.
Yeah.
But thank you for noticing, Queen.
Oh, you got it. You got it. All right, give yourself a big rock. Big hug. Oh, stretch that back. And the world, you know they need it. And then sprinkle all that goodness and all the things that you want in your life. Sprinkle it on out in the ether. Oh. And I love you. Get your cups. everybody has to have your cup for the conference.
How can I, I need to get
Just send me
mine.
$20. You can
Okay.
Zelle it to me, use my telephone number, or yeah, if you need the Cash App, then send it to Pam.
Okay, I can do, I got Zelle, so I can do Zelle.
Mhm. And then, and Ebony, I have not forgotten, you need a T-shirt example.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Mhm. And
yes,
then,
that'd be great. Thank you.
All right, love you all.
Love you
y'all.
too, love you all.
Love you. Look at how cute Lolly.